And then at number 3, the Arizona Cardinals, they moved on from Cliff Kingsbury on Monday. Steve Keim is no longer the general manager for health-related reasons, I believe, was what the team said in a statement. And Kyler Murray has an ACL injury. Now, the question's easy for me. The answer's hard for you. How do you fix this mess, number one? And number two, is this a job that a coach would be interested in?
Well, I think they'll be interested in it because they're not missing many picks. I don't think they're missing any picks, Ryan, unless you can correct me on that. I don't look if they have their full slate of picks or not. But the whole premise on who the next head coach is going to be is, okay, you have Kyler Murray. We just extended him, so he can't go anywhere. What plan do you have in place to try to get the best and the most out of Kyler Murray? Because now their head coaching decision and their potential, if it's a defensive-sided head coach, a defensive side of the ball head coach, then who's your offensive coordinator going to be, and how do we get the best out of Kyler Murray? And it seemed like Cliff Kingsbury got that early, and then there's a lot of smart people on the defensive side of the ball in this league that they figured out that system, and they really haven't been the same after that. They went down there and pretty much got embarrassed in that last playoff appearance that they had. Kyler Murray hasn't been the same. It's been just like run around in street ball, to be honest with you, when you look and watch tape on him. So what is the plan in place? This is our quarterback. What are you going to do to get the most out of him, and how do we move forward with this roster?
Yep, they got their number 3 pick. They have the 35th pick, 2 third-round picks. One is a comp pick, and 2 sixth-round picks, no 7th-round picks. So their draft picks are intact. And you mentioned Kyler Murray, and everyone saw on television where he came off the field and was sort of mouthing off to Cliff Kingsbury. Maybe it's a big deal, maybe it's not. But when you think about a head coach, and you mentioned perhaps the report of the clause in Kyler's contract about playing video games, when you're looking for a head coach, it feels like it's less about whether he's an offensive or defensive-minded guy and more about, can he make sure Kyler Murray respects him in a way that it didn't feel like, at least on the outside looking in, that Kyler respected Cliff Kingsbury by the time the things disintegrated? Is that a way to think about it, or are you just looking for the best football coach?
No, you have to really, to me, it has to be the best fit for where we're at and what we need as a football team to improve. And there are coaches, and I've been in plenty of head coaching searches, is that we had passed maybe on a head coach or two, and ultimately the ownership has the final decision on the head coach. But what's best for the Arizona Cardinals with the current roster they have, the environment in their locker room? Are they looking, number one, for a leader to come in to kind of corral those guys back in place? Because, again, we're looking from the outside in, and you're reading some things on the outside. Are they disciplined in practice? Do you need more of a disciplinarian? Do you need more of someone that's going to get Kyler Murray to reach his full potential, especially with a contract? So you got to look at each individual job, and not every head coach, even though they may be successful somewhere else, may not be as successful, let's say, if he went to Arizona. I try to equate this to, if you're running a 3-4 or an odd front defense, okay, you're not going to take a 290-pound nose tackle that can get upfield in one gap. You're going to want someone that fits the scheme and fits the system. So you're going to try to get a 2-gap, big-bodied nose tackle to fit the scheme. So you want to make sure that you have to understand where your football team is and which coach is going to come in and fit the culture that we want to try to build. And where is our culture right now?